Hey everybody, welcome back to the AI versus HI podcast, where we talk about the role of AI in real estate and the role of human intelligence in real estate. I think this next topic, Tim, is going to be a great example of the need for these things at a minimum to complement each other. And we've touched on this before, but AI can't be held accountable.
I love that saying.
Yeah.
That's right. AI is a really great resource to give you concepts, ideas, data. But when it gets to real estate, when you're in the midst of a transaction, that fiduciary responsibility that agents and brokers have to their principals, whether they're buyers or they're sellers, you can't get that out of an AI box.
Right.
It doesn't exist. So it's really important to distinguish that you can augment the guidance that you're getting from your broker with, validate, does that sound right? And you owe it to yourself to do that.
Yeah.
Knowing that the fiduciary responsibility and the obligation to protect your interests lies with your agent. So that accountability really stops with HI, with humans. Tell me what you would do in this scenario. What are my options?
Right.
How should we proceed? And AI will give you answers, but they won't be able to execute on those recommendations. And they certainly can't be held accountable for those recommendations.
And you see a lot of it too, especially in the more rudimentary, the type-based, your GPTs and those kind of things. It'll tell you, take this all with a grain of salt. We're not responsible for what you do with it. But the reality of the situation is if you are not savvy enough to know when it's feeding you something blatantly wrong and you do something wrong or break a law or whatever it may be, you're responsible.
Yeah.
Not AI.
Yeah.
You can't say AI made me do it.
It's you.
Yeah.
Well, a simple example of that is there's these things that we often see still, even in this year's market in 2026. The love letters, we call them. Families will, if they're trying to buy a residence, they'll write this beautiful letter to the sellers telling them, this is, these are the reasons we want to buy your house.
Yeah.
AI thinks that's a pretty good idea. I've checked it. They've said, this is something you need to do this. This is really good because it speaks to the heart and the soul of the sellers.
Right.
In principle, that's good. But what we run afoul of is fair housing, right? So there's a lot of things you can't say and you can't present. And we don't pass these love letters along until after closing. They can have all the love letters after closing.
Right.
But if we run afoul of fair housing because of something that's contained in one of these letters that spoke to the heart of the sellers, you're really doing yourself a disservice. So that's a simple example of HI, not just remaining a fiduciary to your needs, but also protecting you legally. You don't want somebody coming back and say you chose that offer because of some element that was in this love letter.
Right.
And we're protecting you legally and also as a fiduciary.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Tim.
Thanks, Adrian.